Greetings, everybody. My name is Bob Hummelt. I'm principal here at Westgate Mennonite Collegiate. And I want to welcome you to a little tour through the school. The best thing about a school is when there's kids inside. We have kids in our school today. And we'll work through some of the areas, and I'll make a few comments about how the spaces are used, what kind of staff we have here, and what kind of wonderful kids we attract. I will now mask up, and we'll begin our walk. So I've been in this school since the early 80s. And back in those days, this was an asphalt parking lot. It is now an atrium. It's a wonderful connector between all of the parts of the building. On your right-hand side here, this is the part of the building that was built in the late 70s. And we'll work our way through newer construction and then back to the area that was built in the 80s. So just like Saskatoon is the city of bridges, Westgate's the city of school of stairs. There's lots of stairs here. Got your workout in the day. This is our gymnasium, of course. It's a wonderful facility. It was built in the late 1970s, and it still looks terrific. It allows us, of course, to do intercollegiate sports. Our junior high students all enjoy a chance to be on the team because it's equal play time if they come to all the practices. And then we are very competitive in everything from cross country, volleyball, basketball. Now, quite a few parents wonder, Mr. Hummelt, how do you always look so long, lean, and luscious? And I tell them, well, largely I spend some time here in the gym. It's easy to become buff when you have good equipment. Also, this area is used by not only me, but other staff, and students have access through this by signing up through the day and after school. You'll note that every student has access to a locker. And we have a small creative arts shop. It's a wood shop. And students will pass a safety test first, and then they'll do a variety of crafts. And moms and dads, if you're looking for that 16-piece Mediterranean bedroom suite made out of plywood, perhaps it's going to be constructed here by your student.
Ballet droit, go. Épaule gauche, mais c'est pas bien indiqué. Épaule gauche, épaule gauche, hanche, mollet droite.
Westgate features two languages. We have a very well-recognized German program where we are able to invite students who have no German whatsoever in their background, but also keep occupied students who have the German immersion program. And the same thing with French. We have kids in core French, and we invite kids with immersion French to be involved in our core program here. We have two computer labs. This larger one here currently is being involved now in an accounting course. So we offer a small business education format. But we have computer science. We have various ICT courses. In fact, we even offer a robotics course that students appreciate. The ICT program also features digital movie making, and that marries up well with our grade 9-10 drama program. So by the time the students get to grade 10, they know how to develop storyboards, act in their own movies, and then do all sorts of special effects in the movies that they generate. Because of the design of the school, we also have ample room for students to move into hallways, atriums, stairwells, in order to keep some of the 2-meter distances that we require in our classes. We have 2 full science labs. Currently, you're looking at a chemistry lab going on here. This is grade 11s. Experiments are important in science. The experiential opportunity allows these people who look like horseflies to me right now to take care of some sort of a scientific experiment that's about to happen. We also have a visual arts lab as well. Visual arts begins here in grade 9, and everything from oils, pastels, sculpting, ceramics, a variety of medium is encouraged in order to have students develop their artistic talents. Some of our students even are able to develop a portfolio that allows them to apply for fine arts programs in various post-secondary institutions. We will now take the stairs, and if you take a look here, we have graduates that have succeeded in all aspects. Some own their own businesses, and some run corporations. Some work in pastoral work and church work. In fact, in this particular wall here, there's several of these students that I taught that are now working here at Westgate as teachers and in other support staff. What I appreciate about the teachers of Westgate is that they're, of course, very knowledgeable in their subject, but I believe that they put the student first before the content. Relationships are built here, faith is nurtured here, and because our teachers are just simply fun-loving, we feel that that also becomes part of the school culture. We have kids who treat each other very well here. We also take on all learners, and so sometimes these learners need some support. Student services is the room that we have that students of all abilities are invited. So some students are on a individual program, and other students come here just because it's a very good, quiet place to work. One of the highlights for me is to come here and watch a student who's doing very well, reaching over to be of a quiet, subtle assistance to a student that just needs a little bit more explanation.
So that's literally almost nobody, which means schools do have the ability to stay open, and they can. There's not many people.
We try to make our classes as interactive as possible, everything from school debates and demonstrations. All good schools do that. Now, in other time periods, there's nice lounge furniture here for students, but we're currently using that as a place to instruct. Westgate also is blessed with a lovely place to put a school. There is ample urban canopy of forests around. Every room either comes out to this atrium that's commonly sunlit, or the classrooms are directed right at the Assiniboia River or adjacent garden-like yards on either side. It's a lovely place to do school. So in different times, this is the choral room, and this is where every student sings right till the end of grade 9. And then after that, students who thought they hated singing can't wait to sing some more, and so they are able to join a couple of choral ensembles. This is about as ostentatious as Mennonites get. This is a lovely room here with the beautiful roof, but also magnificent view of the river. In fact, I'm pretty sure that God thought, I'm going to plant that oak tree 200 years ago because it'll be a perfect framing for this window here. Apart from the student life, there's a myriad of wildlife outside that window. I've seen bald eagles, a bunch of squirrels, once even a fisher, and a variety of other birds, along with the beavers and muskrat. Once again, areas that are like this particular mezzanine is filled with lounge furniture that students use for group work and simply just interacting with each other. Today it is used as an auxiliary class space. Westgate is blessed with a full-service cafeteria. In non-COVID times, there's 2 seatings of juniors followed by seniors. Students commonly bring their own bag lunch, but they have the option to augment their lunch with a piece of fruit or a baked good. But also, Lindsay has a fantastic 4 to 5 item menu every day. There's always a vegetarian, and there's also gluten-free options as well. And the school subsidizes the cafeteria, so the meals commonly, I think, can't even be made at home with the same price as what Lindsay charges. You'll note also that the elevator is, the school is accessible to people of all abilities. It's also a welcoming school. It's a school that includes students who are of different gender identification. The library is nerve center of many schools, and there are ample places for students to do their roop. These large tables are always abuzz in good normal times with student activities, and even now as they're properly spaced. We have a second full lab. This is the biology lab. It has central workstations as opposed to peripheral ones where they're plumbed and gassed in order to do experiments where students can be on all sides of the table to look at their experiments. It also features a pet cemetery.
They focus on clarity and being ready. Well, all singers want to be in pitch, but so anyway, yeah. So
The music program begins in band in grade 6 already, and that's a wonderful option. A lot of our kids exercise. Currently they're playing on a lot of buckets, but both grade 6 right through to senior band also features the access to private music lessons.
right?
I want to thank you very much for joining me on this brisk walk through our school. And schools, again, they are always a vibrant place when students and staff are in them. We are hoping for a time where perhaps you and your family would have a chance to walk through with us. Ideally when students are in the building, because that would give your children the best sense of how they could belong, where they would fit in a school like ours.